All right, so you're prepping for a logistics analyst interview?
That's great.
Want to walk in feeling like you could run the whole operation?
Yeah,
We can help with that.
absolutely. Preparation is key.
It really is.
And luckily, you've got some great resources to dive into from RoleCatcher.
Yeah, the career guide, the interview guide, even some cool AI tools,
It's like having a cheat sheet.
but like a smart cheat sheet
Exactly.
where you actually understand the
And
material.
that's our mission today.
I like that.
Making sure you understand not just what to say, but why it works.
Yeah, why it worked, why it resonates.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Let's start with the big picture.
big picture.
What exactly does a logistics analyst do all day?
The career guide kind of paints them as the masterminds behind smooth operations.
Right.
Making sure everything flows seamlessly from point A to point Z.
I like that.
Streamlining, optimizing, problem solving,
All those good things?
all those good things. Yeah, and they're important.
Very important.
Sounds like a pretty important role.
They are. Think about it.
Yeah.
Like the complex web of suppliers, transportation, warehousing,
Yeah,
and ultimately getting products to customers on time and in perfect condition.
that's a lot.
It is a lot, and that's what a logistics analyst orchestrates.
Orchestrates.
Ah.
I like that word. It sounds very,
Behind the scenes, pulling the strings.
yeah, very official.
And here's a little extra motivation for you.
Okay.
The guide highlights that this field is growing steadily.
So job security.
Job
It's
security.
a nice bonus.
There you go.
But let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
The guide also breaks down the essential skills, and some are kind of surprising.
Yeah, like what?
I mean, analytical skills, sure, but social perceptiveness.
Okay.
I thought this was all about spreadsheets and algorithms,
Yeah, well,
not people.
that's a common misconception.
Okay.
While those technical skills are crucial, remember logistics involves working with people.
Oh, yeah, of course, people.
You'll be collaborating with suppliers, vendors, transportation companies, internal teams,
Right.
customers even sometimes.
So it's not just data.
It's not just data.
It's about understanding
Yeah.
different perspectives
Yeah.
and communicating effectively.
Exactly.
Okay, so maybe I need to brush up on my
People skills.
people skills, right?
All right.
So now that we kind of have a foundation,
Yeah.
let's tackle those interview questions.
Okay.
Ready for boot camp?
Boot camp. Let's do it. I'm all about maximizing my prep time.
Excellent. Let's start with a classic.
Okay.
Can you tell us about your experience with logistics software?
Okay. That seems straightforward enough.
Seems straightforward,
Yeah.
but it's a chance to really showcase your expertise.
Okay, so how do I make that answer stand out? Because I can see how it's easy to just fall into the trap of like listing off software names.
Think about it from the interviewer's perspective.
Okay.
They want to see that you understand how software is used
Mhm.
to drive real results.
Okay.
So instead of just saying, I've used SAP,
Right.
try something like, in my previous role, I used SAP to analyze delivery delays,
Okay.
identify a bottleneck in the warehouse picking process.
And by implementing a new routing strategy, we cut delivery times by 15%.
Okay, so you're not just naming the software.
Right.
You're actually telling a story.
You're telling a story and you're showcasing your problem-solving skills.
Right.
You've demonstrated that you not only know the software, but you know how to use it to drive results.
Yeah, to solve problems,
Yeah.
to improve efficiency. I like that.
All right, so how about those tricky behavioral questions?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do you prioritize competing logistics demands?
Oh, that's a good one.
This is a classic
Yeah.
test of your problem-solving skill
Okay.
and your ability to think on your feet.
Yeah, because there will be competing demands
There will be
in this role, right?
every single day.
So first, acknowledge the reality.
Exactly.
There will be competing demands.
There will be.
And then how do I prioritize?
Then you want to outline your framework for prioritizing.
Okay.
Do you use a system based on urgency and impact?
Okay.
Do you factor in things like cost, customer satisfaction, compliance?
So it's not just random decision making.
It's not just random. You want to have a system,
A system, a logical approach,
a logical approach.
and then give examples.
Real-world examples.
Okay.
Let's say a major customer needs an expedited shipment,
Okay.
but it clashes with a planned warehouse audit.
Oh, boy.
How did you weigh the options? What factors did you consider, and what was the outcome?
Okay, so you're not just telling them how you prioritize. You're showing them
You're showing them through your experience.
your experience.
Okay.
Got it.
Speaking of experience, let's move on to another common question.
Okay.
Can you give an example of how you've improved logistics efficiency in a previous role?
Okay, so this one's all about showcasing.
Tangible results.
Tangible results.
Vague statements like, I'm good at optimizing processes.
That's not going to cut it.
Won't cut it.
So what should I do instead?
Instead, think about a specific project or initiative where you identified a problem, analyzed the situation, implemented a solution, and most importantly, measured the impact.
Measured the impact.
Can you streamline the warehouse layout? Negotiated better rates with a carrier?
Right.
Implemented a new inventory management system?
And quantify.
Quantify the results.
Always quantify.
As much as possible.
So by reorganizing the warehouse, we reduced order processing time by 10%.
Exactly. The more specific you are,
Yeah.
the more believable and impressive your answer will be.
Makes sense.
Remember, it's all about demonstrating your ability to make a real difference.
A real difference.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Now, I'm curious how RoleCatcher's AI can help with all this.
Ooh, that's where things get really interesting.
I was hoping you'd say that.
So imagine practicing your answers, recording yourself, and then having AI analyze your delivery, your tone, your pacing, even your body language.
Wait, it can do that?
That's like having a virtual interview coach.
Really?
Absolutely. It can point out things you might not even notice. Like using filler words too often or not making enough eye contact. It can even suggest alternative phrasing.
Sound more
confident, more impactful.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing.
Especially for those who get nervous during interviews.
Big time.
It's a game changer.
So it's not just generic advice, it's actually
personalized guidance.
That's incredible.
It is, and the best part is it can tailor that feedback
to specific job roles.
So if you're applying for a role that emphasizes leadership,
I see.
The AI will focus on those aspects of your delivery.
I like that. Okay. Now, before we jump into more questions,
I
want to touch on something from the career guide that's relevant to our interview prep. Which is potential career paths. The career guide mentioned several options.
It did.
Like specializing in logistics technology or moving into management roles.
So having a sense of your long-term goals, even in the early stages of your career, can make a big difference in how you present yourself.
How so?
It shows you're ambitious. And you've thought about your future.
My future?
In this field.
So if they ask me about my career aspirations, I shouldn't just say...
You shouldn't just say, I want a job.
I want a job that pays well.
That pays well.
That's understandable. But you want to think a little bit beyond that. Think about what genuinely excites you within logistics.
Oh, like my passion.
Your passions. Yeah. What kind of impact do you want to make? Do you see yourself leading a team? Developing innovative solutions, using technology. Even starting your own logistics consulting firm someday.
I like that.
It's all about aligning your passions with your career goals.
It is.
Finding a path that feels truly fulfilling.
I love that.
All right. Are you ready to tackle some more challenging interview questions?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm feeling much more confident already.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's jump back into those interview questions. Remember, we're focusing on the ones from the RoleCatcher Interview Guide. Question number 4 asks, how do you measure logistics performance? Ooh, this feels like a question where you could easily get lost in jargon.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's easy to get bogged down in technical terms.
Yeah.
So the key is to demonstrate
that
you understand what good logistics looks like and how to track progress towards goals. Think KPIs. Key performance indicators.
So what are some examples of KPIs that a logistics analyst might focus on?
Some common ones include on-time delivery rates. Order fulfillment accuracy, inventory turnover, transportation costs per unit. You could even mention customer satisfaction ratings.
Right, because that's ultimately
the end result.
The end result.
The end result.
Of all your efforts.
Right.
But the key isn't just listing them off.
Right.
Explain why you prioritize certain metrics. And how they relate to the company's overall objectives.
So I might say something like, in my previous role, I focused on-time delivery and order fulfillment accuracy, because those were the metrics that mattered most to our customers.
We implemented a real-time tracking system to monitor shipments and identify potential delays.
I like it.
And to minimize errors, we introduced a double-checking system in the warehouse.
That's a great example. You've identified the key metrics, explained their importance, highlighted the actions you took to improve them. You even subtly showcased your problem-solving and process improvement skills.
I see what you did there.
Nice little bonus.
So that's question 4 down.
All right, what about question 5?
What's question 5?
Can you give an example of how you've improved logistics efficiency in a previous role?
Okay, so this one sounds like it requires a specific anecdote.
Absolutely. This is your chance to go beyond generalizations.
Okay.
And showcase a tangible accomplishment.
Tangible.
Choose a project where you identified a problem, analyzed it, implemented a solution,
Right.
and measured the impact.
Right, so not just like, I did a good job.
Not just I did a good job, I'm really good at this.
Right.
Did you streamline the warehouse layout? Negotiate better rates with a carrier, implement a new inventory management system.
Okay, and I imagine the interviewer will be looking for specific results, not just vague claims of success.
Exactly. Don't just say, you improved things. Quantify the impact. Quantify. Did you reduce costs?
Yeah.
Shorten lead times, improve customer satisfaction scores?
Right.
The more specific you can be, the more credible your story will be.
Got it. Okay, moving on to question 6. How do you manage logistics risks? This one sounds a bit daunting.
It can be, but it's also an opportunity to shine.
So?
Every business has risks. Logistics is no exception.
Especially logistics.
The interviewer wants to see that you're not only aware of potential risks, but that you have a strategy for mitigating them.
Okay, so mitigating them. So what kinds of risks should I be prepared to discuss?
Think broadly, there are natural disasters.
Oh, yeah.
Political instability, supplier disruptions, transportation delays.
All kinds of things.
Even data breaches and cyber attacks. Consider the specific risks relevant to the company and industry you're interviewing for.
Okay, so I might discuss things like having backup suppliers, diversifying transportation routes, or developing contingency plans for different scenarios.
Exactly.
Okay.
You could also mention things like insurance coverage, conducting regular risk assessments, and staying informed about industry trends and potential disruptions. The key is to demonstrate a proactive and comprehensive approach to risk management.
It sounds like this question really tests your understanding of the entire logistics ecosystem.
Yeah.
And your ability to think strategically.
Absolutely. Now, how about we take a quick detour back to RoleCatcher's AI?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's especially relevant to this question.
How can AI help with a question like this? Because this requires such a broad understanding.
Remember, the AI can analyze job descriptions and tailor your preparation accordingly.
Okay.
So if the job description emphasizes risk management, the AI will highlight key terms and concepts related to that area. It might even suggest specific examples from your past experience that would resonate with this particular employer.
So it's like having a research assistant.
It is.
That helps you focus on the most relevant information.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And don't forget, the AI can also analyze your practice sessions.
Oh, right.
And give you feedback on your delivery.
Yeah.
So if you tend to ramble or get flustered, when discussing complex topics, the AI can help you refine your responses.
Okay.
And project confidence.
Confidence, okay.
All right, let's get back to the questions.
Okay, back to the questions.
Question 7 asks, can you give an example of a logistics project you managed from start to finish?
Okay, project management.
The project management question. This is your chance to showcase leadership skills, your ability to handle complex projects, and your track record of success.
Success. So what kind of project should I choose to discuss?
Pick a project that was challenging, impactful, and demonstrates the skills relevant to the logistics analyst role. Walk the interviewer through the project from beginning to end, outlining the objectives. Your planning and organization process the challenges you faced and how you overcame them.
So beginning, a middle, and an end.
Beginning, middle, and end.
And I should make sure to highlight the outcome and how I measured success.
Absolutely. Did you meet deadlines, stay within budget? Achieve the desired results? The more specific you can be, the more compelling your story will be.
It's like telling a mini success story.
A mini success story.
With a clear beginning, middle, and end.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to inject some personality into your storytelling.
All right.
Enthusiasm and passion are contagious.
They are.
All right, on to question 8.
What is it?
How do you manage relationships with logistics vendors and suppliers?
Okay, this one seems to go beyond just negotiating contracts.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
This question taps into that social perceptiveness skill we discussed earlier.
Right.
Logistics is all about collaboration.
Collaboration.
And that means building strong relationships with vendors and suppliers.
So it's more than just getting the best price.
Much more. It's about open communication, mutual respect, and a willingness to work together to find solutions that benefit everyone.
So what are some key elements of effective vendor and supplier management.
Clear communication is paramount.
Okay.
Ensure you're on the same page regarding expectations, timelines.
Okay.
And performance standards, be proactive in addressing issues.
Okay.
And always strive to maintain a positive
Okay.
and professional relationship.
So I might talk about how I've established regular communication channels, conducted performance reviews, and worked collaboratively to resolve disagreements.
Perfect.
Okay. You could also mention things like negotiating win-win contracts.
Okay.
Understanding your vendor's businesses and challenges.
Right.
And even looking for opportunities to collaborate on innovation or process improvements.
So it sounds like building trust is crucial in these relationships.
Mm.
Absolutely. Strong relationships are built on trust and mutual respect.
Right.
And those relationships can be invaluable in a fast-paced and ever-changing field like logistics.
Okay, moving on to question 9. How do you stay up to date with industry trends and best practices in logistics? This seems like a question where it's easy to give generic answers.
You're right.
Like I read stuff.
Many candidates will say they read industry publications.
Right.
But that's not enough to stand out.
So be specific.
Be specific. Mention the publications you read, the conferences you attend,
Okay.
the online courses you've taken, the professional organizations you belong to.
Okay, so I'm really showing that I'm plugged in.
You're plugged in.
Yeah.
And I should also give concrete examples of how I've applied what I've learned, right?
Right, so not just I read it, but I did something.
Exactly. Did you implement a new technology?
Okay.
After reading about it in a journal?
Okay.
Adopt a best practice from a conference?
Okay.
The key is to demonstrate that you're not just passively consuming information, but actively using it to make a difference.
Okay, got it. Now for the final question from the RoleCatcher Interview Guide. Can you give an example of how you've improved logistics sustainability in a previous role? This one feels especially timely.
Yeah.
Given the growing focus on environmental and social responsibility.
You're right. Sustainability is a hot topic in logistics right now.
Yeah.
The interviewer wants to know that you're not just focused on efficiency and cost,
Right.
but that you're also considering the bigger picture.
The bigger picture.
Okay.
So what kind of example should I share?
Think about a time when you implemented a sustainability initiative in a previous role.
Okay.
Did you reduce packaging waste, optimize transportation routes to minimize fuel consumption?
Okay.
Partner with suppliers who share your commitment to sustainability.
Okay. And just like with the other questions, I should quantify the impact, right?
Absolutely.
Did I reduce carbon emissions?
Yes.
Save water, improve recycling rates?
The more concrete and measurable
Right.
your example is, the more impressive it will be. Now, before we wrap up, I think it's worth circling back to how RoleCatcher's AI
Oh, yeah.
can help with this particular question.
Right. I can see how the AI could be especially useful here. How so?
Well, imagine you're applying for a role
Okay.
at a company that's known for its commitment to sustainability.
Okay.
The AI can analyze their website, their mission statement, even their recent press releases
Oh, wow.
to identify their key sustainability initiatives.
So it's like doing a deep dive into the company's values and priorities.
Exactly. And then the AI can help you tailor your answers to align with those values.
Okay.
It might suggest specific examples from your past experience
Oh, well.
that resonate with their sustainability goals.
Okay.
Or even help you frame your responses in a way that highlights your passion for this topic.
So it's like having a secret weapon that helps you connect with the company on a deeper level.
Exactly. And that can make all the difference in a
Yeah.
competitive job market.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've explored 10 challenging interview questions.
Yes, we have.
And we've seen how RoleCatcher's AI can help you prepare like a pro.
Like a pro.
But before we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
is there anything else you want to add?
There's one more important thing to remember. You mentioned certifications earlier.
Oh, yeah.
The career guide specifically highlighted the CSCP and CPI.
Right. Are those really that important?
They can be a real differentiator,
Okay.
especially in a competitive job market.
So what are they exactly?
The CSCP stands for Certified Supply Chain Professional,
Okay.
and the CPI is Certified in Production and Inventory Management.
So it's like, they're like badges of honor
They are.
in the logistics world,
In the logistics world.
showing you have a deep understanding of the field.
Exactly. These certifications demonstrate a commitment to professional development and mastery of industry best practices,
Okay.
even if a job description doesn't explicitly require them.
Right.
Mentioning them in your interview can give you an edge.
Because it shows you're serious
It shows you're serious.
about your career and dedicated to continuous learning,
Exactly.
which are valuable qualities in any field,
Any fields.
especially one as dynamic as logistics.
Absolutely. Now shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about career paths earlier?
Yeah.
The guide mentioned various options from specializing in logistics technology to moving into management roles.
Right. It seems like having a sense of your long-term goals,
Yeah,
even at this stage, can be helpful in the interview process.
definitely. It shows you've thought about your future in this field and that you're ambitious.
Okay.
When asked about your aspirations, don't just say you want a job.
I was going to say job that pays well,
That pays well, yeah.
but I guess that's not the most inspiring answer.
Understandable to want a good salary, but think about what genuinely excites you within logistics.
Okay.
What kind of impact do you want to make?
Right.
Do you see yourself leading a team, developing innovative solutions, using technology, maybe even starting your own logistics consulting firm someday?
I like that.
It's about aligning your passions with your career goals and finding a path that feels truly fulfilling.
That's good stuff.
It is, and remember, a job interview is a two-way street.
Oh, that's true.
You're evaluating them just as much as they're evaluating you.
Right.
Make sure the company's culture and values align with your own.
So what does all this mean for me?
As you head into that logistics analyst interview,
Yeah,
we've explored the role tackled those tough questions.
we did.
And even seen how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a personalized edge.
That's like my secret weapon.
It is your secret weapon. You're walking in prepared, confident, and with a clear vision for your future.
Okay.
You understand the role you've practiced, the questions. You've even got that secret AI weapon in your back pocket.
I do.
Remember that growing demand for these skills we discussed?
Yeah.
You're in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely. With the insights and tools you've gained from this deep dive, you're ready to not just land the job, but to truly thrive in your logistics career.
That's what we want to hear.
That's what I want to hear.
Best of luck, you got this.
Thank you, Abol.